Welcome to today's science fiction of Edgar Allan Poe. Today's in our 10th story, and it's called Some Words with a Mummy. And yes, we're talking about the mummy who's wrapped in toilet paper, well, technically papyrus, and looks like this. And the most famous one of all, King Tutankhamun, the boy king, technically pharaoh. If you want to go through the Egyptian terminology, let's get this started with. Today's short story is actually a pretty interesting one. This involves time travel, and I keep have to thinking about Professor Paradox for some reason. You'll figure out all those alien transforming DNA with a 10-year-old guy fans out there. You guys will know who I'm talking about, except this one's 15 years old. Later 17 years old. Right. Firstly, I'm actually kind of shell-shocked by here. So these guys are going ahead and examining a mummy, and they're like, "Alright, guy, I'm going to sleep." And he's like, "Wake up, I gotta go find the mummy." Are you serious? What time is it? It's 3 a.m. in the morning. I don't care. Get up, or you miss the mummy. And like, alright, fine, I'm coming up. And he goes ahead and is like, "Alright, well, okay, let's dissect the mummy. Let's see." And they go ahead and open the crate, and they find his name, some sort of Egyptian name, Akila Nema, how we say it. Next thing, they go ahead and open the second and third crate, and they find the mummy. They unwrap it. Wait, this mummy isn't wrapped properly, at least the traditional way. This one's like, there's no incisions, there's no organ taking out. It's just no preservatives either. How? Who knows? Let's just keep this going with. We go ahead and start this digging, and then they're like, "Alright, I'm just gonna have to dissect it." "No, let's electrocute him because we like electrocuting. Hey!" Zap, 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 and the guy wakes up. "Who dares to intrude on me?" "Ah!" They all scream and like, "It's alive!" And with that, we get a lot of things and a lot of confusion. I mean, what would you do if suddenly some sort of corpse like wakes up, like Frankenstein, like, "What did you do to me?" I mean, what would you do? I'd try to cut its head off. Assuming that it's decomposing. Like, and they all freak out. They're like, "Whoa, how is this mummy alive?" And like, oh. Well, and they go ahead and decide to do things too. And like, "Alright, what the hell is going on here? Sir, who are you?" "I am Akiani, however you say that Egyptian name." And he goes ahead and explains his whole life. "Alright, now explain to me what's going on here." "First off, how are you alive? We can't even explain that." Also, "Oh yeah, so you guys haven't figured it out yet, eh? Alright, so I guess you found this out. You probably thought I was a dead body from, like I said, from like a few decades ago. Alright, anyway, here's my story. I'm an ancient Egyptian." "Well, that we know." Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. "And as you probably know, ancient Egyptians are able to live centuries." Excuse me? Centuries? Didn't you know that? The corpses show us that the oldest ancient Egyptian was 50 years old, and most of them had the average of 40 years old. Wow, you guys are terrible historians. Alright, so here's the thing. Now, the problem with you guys is that you think that you guys are the best generation in the world, you have the best lifetime in the world, and yeah, right? Sir, I'm not sure. Actually, yes, you do. Sir, no, shut up. And here's what happens is that we can live for millennia, and we've been able to do that for a while now. All those polytheistic gods that you've seen, those are actually all the same god, the same representation of the one true god. And we Egyptians don't actually believe in several gods. All those birds and things, those are all just the same god, except we like to draw him differently because he can change his form every time he wants. Wow, and they go ahead and sit down with champagne and argue about the utility. "We ancient Egyptians are better. We have these clothing, while you have your little costumes. So you're nude." "Oh yeah, do you have any ancient Egyptian clothing?" "We don't even make those anymore." "Fine, what do you have?" "This." "That's what you're wearing, you costume freak." "Well, it's that or nothing." "Fine." And he goes ahead and writes that, and next thing that happens, they just go ahead and keep arguing about the ancient civilization. "We created the pyramids." "What did you create?" "The skyscraper. We sent someone to space." "Who cares about space? We have God." "We walked on the moon." "You walked on the moon? Did you see God?" "God doesn't live on the moon." "What the hell? I do you not believe in God?" "Actually, I do. My colleague here, so he's an atheist. He does not believe in God. An atrocity in my time, except it's not an atrocity in your time, is right? We can choose whatever we want." Wow. Wow, alright, that's surprising. And they go ahead and start talking about it. "Well, whatever you created, that's as magnificent as the Pyramid of Giza. We literally had to have hundreds and thousands of workers to do it. Most of them were slaves, weren't they?" Not really. We paid all of them. What? Apples, the most necessities of life. Necessities of life nowadays. We just have money. What's money? We'll figure it out later. But hey, did you create the whatever kind of pill? And did you create the insertion? Also, did you study the human body? Yes, we studied the human body, but whatever that pill is, I'm sorry, but we haven't built it. Ah, my goodness sake, that part. I'm going to lose the argument. Yay! They go ahead and have a triumph. They go, alright, make yourself at home here. Just don't be surprised if some police try to catch you if they've never seen a mummy before. I'll probably try to explain to them. Alright, and our narrator here goes back and I just realized it's 5 a.m. How am I gonna sleep? Ugh. You know what? This life sucks. At least that guy got to live centuries. I think I'll get myself embalmed and see what another 5-7 years looks like. I'll only get the mummy to do it for me, but I'll just get going. And he decides to get embalmed. And next thing that we see is that he just goes to sleep, dreaming about being embalmed. I mean, if you had the opportunity of a lifetime to be able to skip a bunch of time and go forward in time for 1,000 years, would you do it? Personally, I wouldn't, because I don't really care about what 1,000 years later would look like. Second of all, I would probably just go ahead and not find anything worthwhile. So most of there'll be probably new English words, and they probably even speak a new language. I mean, after thousands of years of evolution, we find a completely different new language too. And English would probably not be the major language too. Maybe some aliens came here and we want to speak with your leader in alien, and what the hell are you talking about? That works out pretty well too. Some Words of a Mummy, it's actually a pretty accurate title too. Here it's just about people conversation with a mummy. Again with the undead stuff, but unlike the 10,000-second tale of Shershur, instead of talking to a soul, we talk to a person from the past, who's technically been mummified since BCEs, before Common Eras. And that's it for today. What's my opinions on this story? I think it's just mainly about this mummy and creepy things. Oh my goodness, Edgar Allan Poe does so many creepy stories, doesn't he? And I got a lot more on my arsenal of complaints here, but I'm running a bit too overtime right now, so I'll just have to end it here. One final note before I go though. Mummies are awesome, and if I do get a chance to live thousands of years into the future, but if I would only go for one condition, that some of my family members actually can go with me farther into the future for thousands of years. As long as we don't forget what happened, our languages and everything that makes us what we are. That's it for today. I hope to see you guys soon, and so until next time, Shnan out, peace, bye bye, wear a helmet.